Hi class, I just wanted to say hi the second week of our course this semester, and I wanted to tell y'all I did post an announcement and posted on the discussion board that on the syllabus and on the course calendar there was one thing I had left on there that I should have taken off, but it was that there was a discussion post due on the 12th, but that's not true. That shouldn't have been there. The first discussion post, which is related to the movie that you're going to watch, isn't due till I think it's the first week of October. But I changed that on the calendar, so everything should be correct, and hopefully there won't be any more mistakes. But I don't know. I do the best I can. Anyway, I appreciate y'all's patience with that. I wanted to talk a little bit about Pauline Boss and her book, and which is one of our textbooks, and then the book discuss a little bit the chapter 1 and Froma Walsh's book. That's also our textbook. Pauline Boss is a really interesting individual, and she's been in our field of family sciences for many years. She's a marriage and family therapist, and she's done a lot of work with ambiguous loss, unresolved grief, and family stress. And so we're really talking about family stress in this course, and Boss talks a lot about that. She talks about how chronic stress can really affect a family system. Short-term stress can too, but it's the chronic stress that really can cause long-term problems with families. And so the families that we'll be coming in contact with, no matter what field exactly that we're in as far as family sciences are concerned, could be family sciences is concerned. It could be the mental health field, or it could be in casework, management, child care, things like that. And so you'll be running across families who are in need because they're really stressed out, and something's happened to them, something's happened to an individual in the family, and it's causing the whole family system to be off balance, which is really what family stress is. And if a family is stressed enough for a long enough period of time, they're going to be in crisis. So that's kind of how Boss delineates the difference in stress and crisis. And the accumulative effect of stress can be devastating to a family. Some families are more resilient than others, and Walsh talks a lot about resilience in her book, which happens to be about resilience, family resilience. Some families are able to handle stress better than others. It has to do a lot with the individuals in the family. A lot of times just families tend to kind of innately be able to handle stress. Some individuals are able to handle stress better or easier than others. And also it has to do a lot of times with how someone perceives a challenge or a problem. But stress can cause a family to be out of balance or have disequilibrium. And so for as long as that happens, there's going to be stress in the family. And then eventually, hopefully, with intervention and the right help, that families will find their way back to balance again. And even though many families, if they've been off balance, they won't ever really exactly get back where they were before. And sometimes they're back and even stronger. But let's say, for instance, someone has a family member who's off to war, and their family functions without that family member there. They're stressed out, and the family member who's out of the country is stressed out. But then when they come back, there's more stress because now they're trying to figure out how to work their family member back in. The family members, how do I work myself back in? Sometimes they're injured or have mental health issues, and so that's going to cause more stress in the family too. So PTSD is really big in our field these days. A lot of work being done with the government, trying to help families of military. A lot of times people's faith and spirituality helps them get through these crises and family stress a lot, but not all families have that. A lot of times they have extended family or families of choice, which could be friends, are their church family. Um, Defining family can be really challenging these days. Boss talks about that, and there's a bias still about what family really looks like. And used to, when I was a kid, it was Ward and June Cleaver, Leave It to Beaver. Two kids. Dad works, mom stays at home. They have a nice house. And that's just not what family necessarily is anymore. There are single parents. There's divorced families. There's grandparents raising grandchildren. There families of choice as far as gay and lesbian families. A lot of things that just, aren't what we traditionally used to call family. So the perceptions are different. How we perceive a family is different. How we perceive stress can be different depending on the person. Diverse cultures, or different cultures, multicultural studies have shown that a lot of times Latino and African American families handle stress in a way that they reach out to their family more. Where, and I'm not just saying this, read this. Research says that a lot of times the Anglo or the white families tend to reach out maybe more. They aren't as necessarily as I don't want to say cohesive, but tightly knit, let's say, as they used to be for sure, but also as other cultures might be. The Asian cultures tend to be very, very family oriented. I'm not saying that white Anglo families aren't family oriented, but just the way that things are these days, that they're just not quite as dependent on their families as they used to be. So multicultural factors come into play. Gender has to do, a lot of times different genders handle stress differently. Women tend to, hold things in. Again, I'm not making it up. That's what research says. And then men handle things differently. They may not talk about their feelings, but they'll go and play golf or hang out with the guys or whatever. They just handle their stress differently from women. Neither one's good or bad. It just is what it is, and something that we need to take into consideration. And then let's see. I'm reading off my notes here. People tell different stories about what's going on. One person, let's say a couple. The guy is unhappy in the marriage and he wants to leave, and so he has a story about maybe how grumpy his wife is, or she doesn't give him what he wants or whatever, and then the wife may perceive well, he's abusive, or whatever. It's different stories. People have different stories, different narratives for what's going on in their life, and that also determines how they handle what's stressful in their life. Some families, Walsh talks about the resilience, family resilience, which is rebounding from adversity, and she says that some families and family members just have an innate ability to handle stress better than others. And she also talks about resilience being forged through diversity. I think that she maybe means the old saying of what doesn't kill us makes us stronger. So through our adversity, oftentimes we do become stronger and able to handle adversity better. Some people view crisis as a threat, and some people view it as an opportunity. It really is about someone's perception and what they think about what's happening in their lives, and that affects how they manage in an adverse situation. There's individual resilience, and then there's family resilience. And family resilience is where there's a functional unit that comes together to manage this crisis or stressful situation. And Walsh talks about that families with a positive outlook, spirituality, flexibility, connectedness, so they're connected to each other, they're flexible in that they kind of maybe go with the flow a little bit. That makes things go easier. And social and economic resources. So money isn't the answer to problems, but sometimes if you have money, you have the opportunity to, let's say you're stressed out and oh, I'm so stressed, I need to go on a trip. And so maybe that'll help you manage your stress a little bit better. But not everybody has that opportunity. And then social resources are just, the number of friends and family that you have. Some people don't have those connections, so they're going to maybe tend to be more stressed out because they don't have the support that other people might have. Good communication, good open communication in a family is very important. Emotional sharing, so talking about problems, challenges, and sharing how you're feeling about it is very important. And collaboration, positive collaboration, where a family comes together, they see a problem, they see a challenge, they see a crisis or stressful situation. How are we going to handle this together in a positive way? And so all those things can help families get through a crisis or a stressful situation much better. So I think that's really about it in a nutshell. That was very quick. I needed a drink of water because I talk so fast. But that's just a little bit about what was in the chapters. I know there's a whole lot more than that, but maybe that's just a little bit to get us started in a discussion. If you want to post anything, feel free to. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. If you see any mistakes on syllabus, be sure and mention that to me. Hopefully not anymore. And we'll see you again. Y'all take care. Have a great rest of your week and weekend. And I'll see you in Blackboard.